Hey folks, Indigo and myself have just been hanging out up on the sunroof doing a bit of philosophizing, mainly discussing Emerson's essays. Haven't we, Indigo? Yeah. So we've been discussing Emerson's essays and philosophizing about them. And there's one thing that Emerson says in particular that I very much like and got a lot from. And he said that imitation is suicide and envy is ignorance. Now, when I first heard that, I didn't know what it meant either. But when I looked into it further and I contemplated it and saw how it could apply in my life, I understood it, I believe. And so what Emerson means when he says that envy is ignorance. So if we envy somebody else, what we're actually doing is we're not recognizing our own unique talents, because as individuals we all have our own set of unique talents and skills, and if we're envious of someone else, we're actually have a disjointed sort of perception, and we're only seeing what they have and what we haven't. But if we were to recognize and acknowledge again our own unique talents, then we would cease being envious of the other person, because we'd realize that they don't have the unique talents that we have. They have their own set of unique talents, and that is what we're envious of, or the stuff that they have. So it's really just an unbalanced perception, being envious of another person, and it can cause all sorts of problems in relationships and things like that. Jealousy. It can be nasty, and it's something that I know I've experienced, and I'm sure you've experienced as well, of people being jealous of you. So, it's getting pretty windy here, I hope you can hear me. Duck down. So, Indigo. So I believe what Emerson means when he says that imitation is suicide, again it's connected with envy is ignorance. If we're imitating somebody else, again, we're not being an individual. We are trying to emulate somebody else's values and skills and talents, and so we're not being a real person. It's our real power comes from our. This all has to happen now, right? Our real power all has to come from our uniqueness, from our individuality, from what's inside of us. That is our true power and potential as a human being. If we're trying to imitate somebody else, we're just a cheap copy. It's like a Rolex that you can buy, from somebody on the beach. It's not real. There's no lasting value there. So instead of imitating somebody else, learn from others. Maybe emulate some of their traits, but realize that to completely imitate them, that is suicide. It's suicide because we are killing ourselves, our individuality. So tune in to your own unique talents, tune in to who you really are, and you have to go inside for that and ask the questions. Right, Indigo? Put his hat back on. There we go. So, that is why envy is ignorance, and imitation is suicide. Don't do it. There's no need to envy anybody else. No need to be jealous of anybody else. That's just an unbalanced perception. Again, there's no need to imitate anybody else, because we have our own uniqueness, and when we deny our own uniqueness, we're denying ourselves. So, be authentic, and again, no need to envy anyone. Just be yourself. Enjoy being you, and be grateful for being you. And this has been a very important production from me and Indigo the Phoenix.